Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bible Prophecy Being Fulfilled. Before I get started, I have an announcement to make. It's a pretty good, major announcement, actually. I have been asked by a bishop in Kenya to come to Kenya and teach his leaders. He has 20 churches in 2 different countries. The cost for me will be around $12,000. I have put out a fleece to the Lord. If the $12,000 comes in by July, I will be going in October for approximately a month. I'll put a link to my email address down below if you'd like to contact me, if you'd like to help me with this. Now let's get into the news. In Revelations, it talks about that we would see 1/3 of life in the sea die. NationalGeographics.com had an article from the 15th of January, I believe, talking about 130 carcasses of juvenile Cassie's anklets, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I apologize. Okay, the blue-footed, palm-sized victims of what has become one of the largest mass die-offs of seabirds ever recorded. The gruesome anklets deaths comes just as scientists around the globe are seeing a significant, that's what they're saying, uptick in mass mortality events in the marine world. From sea orchards to fish to birds. Throughout doesn't appear to be a link in the virus that killed tens of millions of sea stars along the same shoreline from California to Alaska over the past 18 months. Some scientists suspect a factor in that cases may be uncharacteristically warm waters. Now, my next article. We see in Isaiah 17:1 talks about the destruction of Damascus. We also have the Ezekiel 38 and 39 war in Gog and Magog. As one of the major players is Persia, which is now Iran. Okay, this article comes from the Telegraph.com, the January the 28th, 2015. Israel carried out overnight raids in Syria. Army targets for the military said on Wednesday, saying that Damascus was responsible for the rocket fire that hit Israel's occupied Golan Heights earlier today. Rockets hit the Golan Heights, Israel Defense Forces said. In response, a short while later, the IDF targeted Syria's army artillery posts, and one of them was by Damascus. Later on in the article, it states tensions have soared along the ceasefire line since January 18th. In an airstrike attributed to Israel, killed 6 Hezbollah fighters and an Iranian general near the town that I cannot pronounce on the Syria side of the strategic plateau. So what is the Iranian general doing right next to Israel? That's awful interesting, to say the least. Are they planning a war with, is Iran planning a war against Israel also? We know in Ezekiel 38 and 39 it talks about it. Another thing that happened in the last couple of weeks with the Ezekiel 38 and 39 war. Now we know Gog is Russia. And one of the major players also is Persia, which is now Iran. In an article from the insider.org, President Putin forges an alliance with Iran yesterday against any military action by the West, pledging to complete the controversial Iranian nuclear plant in Bushehr. And I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I'm sorry about that. Now on the Islam State, the IS. Jordan executes 2 Al-Qaeda prisoners after IS killing pilot. The Islamic State group military burned a captured Jordanian pilot to death in a cage, according to purported video of the violence released Tuesday. The kingdom, which had vowed a swift and lethal response, executed 2 Al-Qaeda prisoners by hanging on Wednesday. We see the signs of the times we live in. We can see that we are seconds, literally